what an American thinks about Brazil. Okay, I was in Brazil like 10 years ago for a couple months. Brazilians are really outgoing, and they can be really outgoing and really cheerful, but then they can freak out and get really angry. When I got off the bus, I was in Rio, and some taxi driver wanted to drive me to some hotel or something, and he walks outside with me, and I'm like, you know what, never mind, I actually have a hotel right here I wanted to do. And he got all pissed off at me, telling me, yelling at me, telling me I was a bad person and stuff because I wasted his time. And then I was on the beach one time, just sitting there, and I was looking at this girl, this black girl, like a teenage black girl, and she said something to her friend, this Latina girl, who just comes up to me and sits on my my lap and wanted to have sex with me, like wanted to go to my hotel room that day. And I was like, oh, cool, meet me here in like 8 or something, but it was only like 10 minutes. So, but yeah, the women there like tourists. Yeah, I knew this other girl there. I had this hotel room right at the base of those Cullery stairs, and they had these big parties every Friday night. All the people out on the streets hanging out, and it was cool. The beaches were packed with people on Rio. And you could like do body surfing, and it's really warm weather. Rio's a beautiful place. In the southern part of Brazil, the cities are huge in Brazil. Cities are really big. Like everywhere else in South America, like Argentina, you know, or Chile or Peru or anywhere else, you go into a city and then it's the city and then you leave the city. But in Brazil, you go into a city and it takes forever to get across the city. These cities are gigantic. A lot of people live in Brazil, and it's not because a lot of the country is inhabited. You know, a lot of the country is just abandoned rainforest. It's got lots of people because those cities are so big. In the cities in the south, Brazil was actually really really affluent. You know, like the first world almost. The far south, it was kind of like Argentina and Uruguay as terms of the race. There's like white people there, and they had trams going through the city and the nice, you know, central outdoor pedestrian area, and you know, stores and all that stuff. But the bus station was never in the central of town. It was always way off over there in the outer parts of town, which made it kind of a pain for the traveler. Let's see. Yeah, the northern part is where the black people are. Black people, black women, they're... Yeah, I had another experience. I was sitting there in Berlin on a park bench, and this like young black girl walks by, and then she turns around and comes back, and she's like, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. You and me. But she had this spittle on her mouth, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of gross. I had to leave that day anyways, but that town was pretty. There was lots of ancient buildings there. And on the boat ride up the Amazon, there was dudes really friendly, like sharing their alcohol with me and just showering all day long. One time I was in that boat ride, on the other boat ride in the Amazon, and I had this bottle of cognac, and I went back to my hammock and I looked at the bottle, and it was like almost empty, and it was almost full. And I picked it up and I looked at the guy next to me, and he was like, he's like, so yeah, I guess they're really laid back. And share over there. Yeah, but the cities were really big over there. Oh, I took a taxi, and the guy took forever to get to my hotel from this disco, and like went the long way, like the way long way, even though he knew where it was. And then I gave him $40, and he owed me like $30 change. And he didn't want to give it to me, and I had to just get out of the car, and he went away. I should have taken his like little ID tag and reported him, but I didn't. I was kind of lazy, too lazy. But yeah, they do try to rip you off. I talked to guys who got mugged. Like one guy at my hotel got drugged, was taken back there, went back there with some guys we thought were his friends. Then he woke up the next day. They drugged his just like drink, and he was robbed. All of his stuff was gone. Another guy saw at the disco was this American dude got mugged there on the beach, right there on the beach with everybody around. Just like attacked and mugged. And I knew another friend who that happened to, so I didn't experience anything like that. But yeah, they don't. I was there for Carnival, and I don't know. I didn't really feel like they were partying though. That was like they'd be like dancing and stuff, and like, and then but then you look at them and they like scowl at you. I was like at that. I guess I'll be more specific. At that, you had to pay to get into this place to watch it, and I went in, but they sold way more tickets than they had seats, so there's no place to sit. And every time you try to sit someplace, the people there are like tell you to get lost because that's their place. And but they're still like dancing, like they can be dancing and happy, and then like angry and like yelling at you, and then go back to dancing. It was weird. It was like they weren't really dancing and being happy. One of them actually told me that. This looks like party, but it's really not party. Oh, and I got pickpocketed a bunch there. I had bought some stuff. Like I bought this hat that was like a shade hat or something, and I put it in my pocket, and then I went to get it. Like a minute later, and it was gone, and I had some other stuff pickpocketed. So yeah, if you're a tourist, then you're like fodder. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, that's what I think about Brazil.